Do you think women are killing chivalry?
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I think that it starts with feminism and how feminism truly masculinizes women and has thrown off these kinds of masculine feminine polarities between the sexes. The more and more women have trended towards independence, I don't need no man, the less a man is inspired to be chivalrous and take care of women the way that they used to, because we don't need it. So the polarity has shifted, and then added to that, the amount of men that I've dated that have commented that they get snapped at for doing chivalrous things for their dates, like holding the door open or pulling a chair out. Like, now that men are scared to do those things because they don't know how we're going to react. They don't know.
They prefer to just mind their own business.
So
yeah.
It's a mess, and we've done it to ourselves.
Definitely is a mess. I can confirm that what she's saying is absolutely true. And you know what's funny? Modern women are mad at men for not being chivalrous with them. And that tells you that most of them are delusional or just confused because they don't know what they actually want. So I'd rather just mind my own business, and I would advise any man to do the same. I was today years old when I realized making an OnlyFans was a mistake.
OnlyFans came out as a subscription-based platform for exclusive content, like video game streaming. You women, and ma'am, I'm not talking about you, the one that stitched, but you women sat here and empowered each other and said, I can sell my body even though it's not actually sexualizing me, and I'm going to sexualize myself, and I'm going to sit here and make $100,000 a month because people are going to subscribe to my page. And that didn't happen. And now it's a mistake because you put your hoo-ha on the internet and now you made $30 a month and now you regret it. OnlyFans did not put up a billboard saying, do this and you're going to make money. You guys saw it as an opportunity and now are upset with yourselves. Notice how OnlyFans wanted to take down adult content because they don't want to be known for that. The girls claiming it's a mistake are the ones that failed at it. And now you're upset because you can't hide it.
What can I say? She said what needs to be said perfectly. It's not regret if you start an OnlyFans and you did not succeed at it. It's you realizing that you f***ed up your chances in life. And now you gotta deal with the consequences of putting your hoo-ha on the internet.
Modern feminism encourages male absence. It encourages it because it's become toxic. They use terms like toxic masculinity, right? And I say to myself, all of their examples of the idea of what it means to be a man now is toxic. They think, oh, this is a man. Masculinity is wrong. There's something inherently wrong with being a masculine man. And to me, I always say that it was toxic masculinity that saved me. You know, I had a healthy fear of my grandfather. Nobody played around with my grandfather. We still don't play around with my grandfather, you know, and it's just, there's a certain level of respect when you're in his home. There are rules. And because I had that healthy fear, I was, I guess, more responsive to that sort of authority when I had to go out in real life. You know, I believed in structure. And yet this version of feminism today, we have women that are basically promoting men should act like women, right? Mm-hmm. And women should act like men. There's all of this confusion. You can pick your gender, you can do what you want. And ultimately what I think it's doing is feeding into this idea of a breakdown.
Notice when she said you have to have that healthy fear of someone, because I think those people are the most beneficial people that you can be around in your life, because they will teach you how to be disciplined, how to respect yourself, how to build yourself, how to improve yourself at all times. And most of those people, maybe all of them, have that mentality of getting shit done. So I highly recommend you to be around those people if you want to be successful in life.
Feminism or low gas prices?
I guess low gas prices, because ever since the feminist movement, it's been a lot harder for me to find a guy to pay my bills. And all of a sudden I have to work and I have to do all these things. And I honestly don't want to work. I would rather stay in the kitchen. Mind you, I need some cooking classes, but I think I could take a couple cooking classes and make somebody really.
Term we should all become familiar with: toxic femininity. If you're a woman listening to this, hear me out before you get your panties in a bunch. Since our society only chooses to focus on toxic masculinity, I'm here to provide you with my list of the top 5 toxic femininity traits. Number 1, utter disdain for men. Usually these are the women that categorize all men with the stereotypical toxic masculinity traits. Here's another shocker, ladies. Just because someone has a Y chromosome does not mean opinion that their only intention is to sleep with you, cheat on you, or traumatize you with their uncontrollable aggression and anti-feminist behavior. Number 2, always trying to outman men. It's funny to me that the same women who want to be equal to men also pray for the downfall of men. Amazing how that works. Ladies, if you spend your entire life trying to prove to men that you can be better than them, you'll attract none of them and kickstart the extinction of the human race. Disrespect for traditional gender roles. I'm going to speak directly to the men with this one. Just because some voices are louder doesn't mean that others don't exist. There are still women out there that believe in and respect traditional gender roles. No accountability. Toxic women bask in oppression and victimhood. It's their go-to excuse whenever they're confronted with irrational behavior. If a woman isn't willing to take accountability and instantly rationalizes her actions with her oppression, you're fighting a losing battle. And lastly, inflated egos. These are the women that have literally no respect for themselves, but feel that because they're a woman, they deserve nothing less than a Wall Street billionaire with a purity ring who agrees with literally everything.
That's why you should stay away from these modern women that have these toxic traits. If she is generalizing that all men are trash, or she wants equality with no responsibility, or she tells you that being a traditional man is okay, but being a traditional woman is oppressing to women, or she has that entitlement in her because she thinks she deserves the best of the best, you should not get involved with these types of women because she is damaged and she will drag you down with her and ruin your life.
I want to apologize for believing this lie that I can have it all, that I don't need a man, that children are a burden, that my career is more important than anything, that my bank account can replace a person being a husband for me. I'm so sorry that I was this feminist, that media, movies, songs, influencers were convincing me that I can do everything by myself and that being feminine and vulnerable was the wrong thing to do. And that I can choose to be masculine when it's a role that I don't want, I'm not qualified for, and therefore I cannot tell men what to do. So I just want to apologize for my part in it, for believing all this BS, and hopefully, you know, we'll do more healing on our end, women, because we're going to bear these children, so we need to get it together. And if I have a boy and I have that mentality, like I would never want to convince my son that he has to, you know, downplay his masculinity to make a woman feel comfortable. Not okay. So I'm just so sorry.
Yeah, I know that just from everything that I see, it just seems so discouraging right now to be a man and to have like accusations just flung at you in every direction in the media. But I feel like there are a lot of us women that are starting to wake up to this, and we're starting to see through the lies of the media. We're smart and we're catching on. This is not going to be a forever thing, I believe, where men are, you know, really thrown away so much. So there are a lot of women who are starting to understand what's going on, and we're leaving this feminist movement, me included. And I believe that, you know, you just have to just believe that if you're looking for a woman who's understanding and who's not going to emasculate you, we are out there, and there are a lot of us. You just like Alana was saying, don't settle just because you think they're not out there and that you can't find someone who's going to give you the respect that you deserve.
And now you see them apologizing for believing all the lies and the misleading by the media and social platforms. Listen, I would hope that women realize these lies before it's too late. But it is late for the majority of modern women, and they just have to take accountability for their own actions. And I also hope that the new generation sees those mistakes that we made and learn from them.
Where have all the good men gone? Well, a lot of them are married. Some of them are no longer with us. And a lot of them, they kind of just are sick of double standards that women are putting out there every day. And so they're just staying to themselves. They're towing their line. They're not giving women a chance because we are not worth the risk when we don't hold ourselves to the same standards that men are held to.
A lot of women these days don't like being held accountable for their actions, and they only want equality when it suits them. That's why a lot of men are afraid to date women who are not traditional. They want traditional husbands, but they don't want to be traditional wives.
Don't tell him because he doesn't know when to clean and rub your feet that he's not a man. That's just silly. He's a man because he comes home. He's a man when he protects his family. He's a man when he takes responsibility for what goes on about other people's lives. That's what being a man is. You want all these little, trinkets and whatnot. That's not what manhood is. It's about the basics. It's about the solid, down-home things that you have to do. And he's showing up in here all man. All man. Don't be so afraid that you dark this guy away. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Ain't nothing you upset about that serious. Nothing.
From what I see in this clip, women like this who start complaining about some little things, like they just said, are just delusional. A man who provides and protects his family is a good man. Women who like to throw this extra stuff are just depreciative. They don't see the things that men do for them to keep the household stable.
When I was younger, like 25 years ago, and my husband would come home and I would just carpet bomb him with complaints. Just carpet bomb him. Everything, you know what I mean? And one day my mother said, one day he's gonna stop coming home. Because that door is an entry to hell for him. What you doing? Don't do that.
I mean, I couldn't agree more with the judge. When women keep a certain attitude with her man, or keep complaining and telling him that he is the problem, one day he's gonna be like, why am I putting myself in this hell? He can tolerate it for a long time, but when the time comes, he's going to remove himself from the situation.
I know you women don't want to hear for someone like me, but if you're going to deal with someone that's anywhere with 10% and up, we're not even talking about 1%ers. That's not even an option. Don't even bring it up. They're going to slap you stupid. But if you're going to deal with a man that's financially stable and he can literally afford...
Give us a number so they can because I think I'm speaking Chinese when I say you're going to have to...
Honestly, finding a man that makes $100,000 or more is now becoming rare. It's now literally becoming more of a rare thing. If someone can make 6 figures, it's becoming a rare thing. But
and single and ugly, right?
Single and no kids and attractive and charming, you're asking for a lot.
Yeah.
So if you're dealing with someone that makes $1 million plus per year, we're talking about every 365 days, you will not be the only woman. That is a lie that women tell themselves because we want to feel special.
When a man reach a certain place in life and start making 6 to 7 figures a year, he is gonna have a lot of women around him. That's just how society is, and that's how society will treat him. Rich men have options, because women fight for these type of men. It is what it is. But when a woman start asking for extra stuff and she wants him to be only with her, that's just being delusional.
So a man can become financially stable and have that kind of money and he can pull anything. You will not be the only woman. I know. Why am I talking this? Because I lived $1 million lifestyle for 5 years. My ex-husband was in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? I've dealt with the brokest dude and try to build him up. You will not be the only one. Women want to feel special. We lie to ourselves every single day. We deny the women that we see. If you have to ask your man, where were you? You already know where he was. Stop asking this man where he was.
Now, I'm not big on cheating, because no one deserves to be cheated on, man or woman. But when a man get in a relationship or get married, and that man have status and money, and want to have relationships with other women, he should be honest about it and tell his wife from the get-go. And then they can both work something out, and see if it suits them both. This is exactly what men want. A woman who doesn't fall into that feminism bullshit. Because that's just ruining every woman's life. They want to be independent and they want equality, but only when it suits them.
And here we go again. Miss Lady, you're not fixing the world, you're ruining it. And I'm going to purposely ignore the fact that you completely use a Death Note reference in your stupidity. No! Killing all men will get nowhere. How many times do I have to say this? And, you know what? If you kill all men, let me just show you something. Those bone marrow babies have barely last a week. Maybe 3, I don't know, statistics. But they're not gonna last. You need men in the world to at least repopulate. Not only that, but then, once you realize that no men are gone, you've killed your father, you've killed your grandfather, your uncle, any of your guy friends, or your boyfriend. How do you plan on getting a boyfriend? Not everyone's a lesbian.
I always laugh at these kind of videos. When a woman wants to kill all men because it's gonna fix the world. And you know what? Hypothetically speaking, I really just want us to disappear for a year or 2 and just keep watching the world with all the women in it and see how things will go for them. This is just me personally. I don't know about you. I wouldn't want all women to disappear nor die. That's just stupid. Yeah, a lot of women, when they get deceived into feminism and then they realize that feminism will make them do what men do, work in jobs that only men can do, they regret being feminist in the first place. Because when a woman starts working in jobs like construction, bricklaying and heavy lifting jobs, they're not going to stick with it. It's just tiring, dirty jobs that only men can do.
I don't think modern day feminists want equality between men and women. I think they want to beat men. They don't take any pride in being feminine. They grow their armpit hair out. They say we need to bring down the patriarchy. But who is the patriarchy? Do you think it's men who set all these standards for women to uphold in the beauty world? You're forgetting that other women set the standards too. As a woman, I think armpit hair on women is disgusting and unhygienic. I'm a woman setting that beauty standard, not a man. I also think a woman should pride herself on being a good mother and taking care of her family in the home. Not to say that you can't have a job at the same time, but no one can do what a mother can do, and you should be proud of that, not want to destroy that. Men and women are not the same, and that's beautiful. I'm proud to be a woman. I don't want to be a man. So on behalf of all women who like being women, can you guys stop trying to make us men?
This is a prime example of a good woman right here. She understands her role exactly. And what is it like being a woman? She's speaking facts. This mindset of her and the example that she said is what all those feminists need to understand.
Hi guys, I'm so sad right now because I just came to a realization these past few days have been so hard for me. Cause you know how men say that women have toxic feminism and you'll get to a certain age and no one will want to marry you and no one will love you. I feel like I've gotten to that point, guys. I was so hung on to this feminism thing and I missed out on marriage and on children.
It's just like I said earlier, women get dragged in this feminism bullshit, making them believe that they can do anything that a man does. And I hope that women realize the truth about it before it's too late for them.
All right, go make our money. Thank you. I love being a stay-at-home wife. I don't have to get up and do nothing. Yes. It's great.
You know, that's exactly what women want, deep down. A man who can provide and protect his house. When they realize that feminism brainwashed them, they regret being a feminist in the first place. But these modern women feminists want to be a housewife without the responsibilities that come with it. Their idea of marriage is just a one happy day.
I don't even know how you can stay at home and not work. I could never. What do you even do all day? I go to spas all day, I go shopping, I f your husband when you're at work.
It's really funny, but there is a true side to it. Sometimes when you're doing good in life or you're in a position that you've worked so hard for it, some of your friends will envy you for that position. And this is a good example for it. You should be careful who you share good news with, because some of your friends want to be in the same position that you are in.
I say this with my chest, there are far more women struggling to find love in relationships than men. Yes, I agree, bad men exist, but these men are created, not born. And I'll tell you what's causing this: toxic feminism. What feminism does is simultaneously teach women to detest masculine traits in men, but cultivate them in themselves. So for instance, a man that cheats is trash, but a woman who cheats is a bad bitch. Or a man that sexualizes women is misogynistic, but a woman should sell her nudes online and she's a bad bitch. But the biggest problem with feminism is that it makes women reject their feminine traits. So they no longer want to be loyal or nurturing. As a result, we're breeding a generation of men who no longer aspire to provide, protect, and most importantly, respect women because they can access them and replace them. So yes, men are struggling to find love, but it might be because this generation of women is not what they want.
I could not explain it better myself. It's so frustrating for a man to deal with a woman that wants to emasculate him when he feels like he has no say or right to make decisions in the house. And if he does, he'll be punished by the law. And the law favors women in this day and age. Men will stop caring about relationships in general. They wouldn't even take the risk of getting married. That's what toxic feminism does to men. And it is affecting women's life also. It's too late. Some men are already rich and having the best life that they can have by themselves. And they rather stay like that and not get in a relationship that will bring them just problems and headaches.
Feminism. I just find it strange how men are seen as a superior to women. I feel we're all equal. If not, women are better. We can make a human. Squeeze milk out of our tits. Queef. If we want. way better than men. Yeah. And football as well. Why do women get paid less in football? Didn't the women's US national football team lose to a squad of under 15-year-old boys? No, that's a myth. I did, but...
Breaking news. Russia has announced World War III, so all men to the front line. See you soon. Or not.
Huh. Look at that.
Feminists are so quiet right now. They want equality of opportunity, except when it comes to war and sewage work. They're realizing they might have to do things men have been doing for thousands of years, but they want none of it.
Oh my God, it's such a coincidence.
This is plan B for women. They all are really creative and contradictive at the same time with this shit.
I think men are better than women.
She's kidding.
No, I'm not. They provide for us, and we must obey them because they are our masters.
April, stop it.
Leslie, you'll never land a beau with that domineering tone.
That housewife life sounds good nowadays for women, right? Nah, man. Equal rights, equal fights. It is what it is. It's funny how this is a joke, and at the same time, it's definitely not a joke.
Okay, we're back with episode 3 of Why I Need a Man, or Women in General, or Want a Man. Not just need, but maybe just want. So, my front door. My house is from the 1920s, and the front screen door needs changed. And the whole thing is like $2,000 for someone to do it professionally. I just want a new screen door. Look at this thing. It's falling apart. So I have to buy and put it on. I don't want to do that. I don't like to do that. So yeah, reason number 3 of why having a man around is a great thing. And women do need them. That's it.
When women realize that they'll start doing the heavy lifting in any kind of situation, whether it's a job or fixing something in the house, etc., and they don't have the money for it, they start questioning themselves and start feeling the need of a man. But nothing comes and goes whenever you feel like it. It's the choices that make your life good or bad in general.
Listen, if I get drafted, I'm just gonna warn y'all right now. Do not put my black ass on like the bomb squad or something. Do not give me that level of, do not put me near any explosives. I should not be trusted. This is a letter to Joe Biden. Listen to me. Do not let them put me near explosives. I will up somehow. I do not perform well under pressure. And I have ADHD. I get easily distracted. The last thing you want me to do is handle an explosive, okay? Put my ass in the kitchen, like have me like scrubbing like the dishes or like something. Do not put me near explosives. I'm warning y'all right now.
No one cares if you get drafted. You're going to do the same things as men. You're going to follow the lead of your sergeant. Simple as that. I actually laughed when she said I should not be trusted. That reflects a lot of things if you know what I mean. But yeah, good luck to you and anyone if they get drafted.
You want to know what fucking sucks? I'll tell you what fucking sucks. Shoveling a ton of gravel. That fucking sucks. I'm shoveling, all I'm thinking is, who the fuck are the women that wanted equal rights? The women's movement. Who wanted to do the man's work? Because I fucking didn't. I'd rather be inside making sandwiches and serving iced tea. Fuck this shit. I don't want any part of being equal. I will make sandwiches, I will cook dinner, I will wear an apron, I will clean house, I'll vacuum, I'll do whatever I gotta do to keep from shoveling rock. And the difference between TikTok and Facebook is after I get this shit done, I'm gonna get on Facebook and brag about everything I accomplished and how fucking happy I am. But just know the truth. I'm pissed. I'm not happy. It doesn't make me feel good. No part of it. Don't want to.
I have no sympathy for those women who fought for their equal rights. It's a choice that they made, and with a choice like that comes consequences. I can't poke a scorpion and expect it not to bite me. It's the first thing the scorpion will do if it feels threatened. The feminists have to deal with the consequences. That's the end of it. Yeah, because you know why? Men feel uncomfortable offering help to women. You might just start cussing him for trying to help you with that. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I can't load whatever you're loading bullshit. So we just go about our day. Men are starting to have this mentality of, she's a woman, she can do it.
This dating world, what does it become? So you're talking, you're getting to know someone, and you seem like you really have interest. You want to maybe meet, and then you get ghosted? Like, why are we not adults? Why can't you just say, hey, I'm not interested?
I agree with you, but if you look at it from a man's perspective, you'll find out that he ghosted you for the only reason of not wanting to deal with the headache that comes after that. If a woman said to a man she's not interested, he's gonna take it on the chin and move on. Not all men, but the majority will. But if a man said to a woman he's not interested, well, you know what happens. And again, not all women, but the majority do react poorly and can't handle being rejected. But for me personally, I would tell you I'm not interested. Good luck and hope you have a great life. That's it. And if you start nagging me or arguing with me about it, I'm not going to respond to you. Simple as that.
I really wish he existed, so that on my walk home I could tell him about my day, ask him about his, see what he wanted for dinner, send stupid little memes, and just have someone to talk to every day as I walk home.
I am 100% sure that there is a guy like that in your life. You just don't want to see it. I don't know, I might be wrong because I don't know you personally. But women generally list these good traits that they want in a man. And when a man gives them that, they don't want it. That's why it's always better to watch a woman's action rather than listening to what she says. And this skill can be applied to people in general. Don't listen to what people say they want. Watch their actions instead and make decisions based on that.
I'm in the middle of getting ghosted by a man that I've been seeing for a few months, and it seems to be happening a lot to my girlfriends that they're getting ghosted by these guys that they've been dating. And I just wanted to ask a question. Are straight men okay? Are straight men okay? That you think just stopping communicating a woman is a way to communicate that you want to end things? Because that's fucking mental. It'll take 2 seconds to write a little text going, hey, I'm not feeling this anymore. I wish you all the best. It's been great hanging out. Good luck.
You know, I had an idea like that once.
Yes, straight men are fine. I can say that they couldn't have been better. This goes back to the first point I made, but I just want to add one more thing for the women. If you get ghosted, take it on the chin and move on. Not all men are interested in you as you think. That's delusional thinking. If you get ghosted, assume that things have ended and don't respond to another text from that man.
So I have been ghosted for the first time in my new dating ventures, and it sucks. I mean, I'm okay because I'm a really strong person, and it was, you know, it was new, it was fresh. My question is, why do people do it to each other? Like, how do you go from texting somebody multiple times a day to memes, good night beautiful, to the next day like just nothing, next day just nothing?
This woman thinks that she got ghosted because the guy didn't text her that day. This is ridiculous. I got news for you. People have to do. Nobody's going to sit there texting you all day long.
All right, this is going to be an episode of Rate My Date from my Sunday brunch. So here goes. Overall, I am going to tell you that I give this date a 3 out of 10, and here's why. He looked like his pictures, pretty much, a little heavier than his pictures, but he was tall, he was attractive, he was successful, he was smart. He picked a great restaurant. All those things are great, so I'm going to give him props for that. But I will tell you, here I go again on another date with someone that asks me not one question. He does not know where I live, what I do for a living, how old my kid is. He knows nothing about me. Nothing. And I hate those, what's your favorite color? I don't mean that, but just a regular conversation back and forth like a tennis match. I asked him a ton of questions. He didn't ask me anything back. It was actually weird. At the end of the date, I really got the impression that he was a player, but he told me he wanted to see me again. When I said to him, you don't know anything about me, he said, what do I need to know about you? I know that I'm attracted to you. What? Holy shit.
I don't know what to say to this, honestly. You guys tell me. I want to hear your thoughts on this in the comments section. But if there is one thing I get from this clip, is that your impression of him might be right. I don't think he's taking you seriously.
Okay, is it that men just don't want to commit anymore? I was reading an article on that the other day. It said it's like the new norm. Like it's okay for men not to want to commit anymore like they used to. Or is it that they have too many options now with all these dating sites and, you know, women willing to be in open relationships? But what I know for me is that I really don't know if I'll ever meet someone of substance that truly wants, you know, what I want, and it's sad. You know, I never thought I'd be going through this.
I'm going to assume that you are a middle-aged woman, and I don't understand this thing about middle-aged women, but when they reach a certain age, they start looking for a guy to commit to them. There is nothing wrong with that, but I would also assume that the same women that want commitment in their 30s did not care about it when they were in their 20s. And that tells you that when they were in their 20s, they were playing around. That's why playing around with your life like that has consequences. If a man played around in his 20s and didn't get his life together in his 30s, society says to him, you are a loser. How did you fuck up your life? And it's the same thing for women also. You can't trick life on time.
Met a guy on Facebook dating. We talked for about 3 weeks. We did an initial stop by his work to say hi. So finally the weekend came. We were gonna spend the weekend together. My kids were at their dad's house. It was gonna be great fun. He came over, he brought over beer. I had a drink. We sat on the couch and talked for 45 minutes. Thought it was going great. He got up and said he needed to have a smoke. I said, sure, go in the front yard or backyard. He said, I'll go to the front yard. My car's out there and that's where I have my smokes. So 20 minutes go by and he doesn't come. And I'm like, where did he go? So I go and I look outside to see if maybe he was talking to a neighbor or something. No, he was gone. He ghosted me in the middle of our date. Never heard from him again.
My man just dipped. He did not say a word. He just dipped. No, but in all seriousness, that was a bad move from his side. If you didn't miss a detail on your story, because I don't know if you're telling the truth or not, but that was a bad move from his side.
So if you want to know why we're tired, and yes, that's tears and snot on my robe, and I don't even care. I'll tell you why we're fucking tired. I started talking to a guy a couple of weeks ago, just casually. And we started talking more this week, the last few days, and he lives in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and I was gonna be going down there this weekend on my way to Little Rock to see a friend, and we made plans to go out. And so we're talking today, and he says, you know, I don't really want to wait till Friday to see you. And I said, well, just come up here today. You know, just being very casual about it. And he said, you mean it? And I said, yeah. And he called me. He said, well, I'm halfway there. And I was like, all right, will you send me the snapshot so I can do the TikTok? And he goes, yeah. And I never heard from him again. And he fucking blocked me. And this has been going on for 2 days. Or 3 days, but all day today. I went to the grocery store, I bought all this stuff to cook for him, and I mean, I just don't get it. It's what the fuck? Why would you do that to somebody?
Bro, this is just sad to watch. I have no words. And at the same time, I don't know if this is true or not. If it is, I am sorry to hear that. But because of my experiences with some women, some of them would do anything to not take the blame. Don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about this woman specifically. I'm just talking about my experience with some women. But I want to know what you guys think about this. Tell me in the comments section.
Y'all, I'm tired. I no longer want to be an independent woman. Forget that INDE. I'm good. I want to be a housewife. Listen, the next man that has good credit, a stable home, finances is straight, baby, I'm marrying you. Yes, sir, I am. I'm not an alpha female no more. I've learned my lesson. Baby, I will be submissive to you. Baby, I will cook for you. I will clean for you. Yes, daddy, whatever you need. You want sex when you want it? Yes, sir, you got it. Baby, you want a meal at 3 o'clock in the morning? Yes, sir, you got it. Take care of me. Because this working 2 jobs, although I love being a registered nurse, I love my profession. Let me just work as needed. Let me work when I want to work. I'm over it. I'm tired, y'all. So hook your luck. I'm looking for a husband. I'm ready to be a housewife.
This is really remarkable and typical for women that reach a certain age. They start looking for a man to fulfill the role of the provider and the protector. Listen, I have nothing against this woman. I genuinely hope she can find what she's looking for. But I don't think that most men would take any woman seriously after she reaches her late 30s to 40s. I don't know, I might be wrong. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think.
And I'm gonna get hate for this, but this is just my opinion. There's no right or wrong answer, just my opinion. My man works very hard. When he comes home from work, I want him to have nothing to do at home. He should just relax. The house is clean, dinner is cooked, the kids are getting ready for bed. And then he gets to come home and spend quality time with his kids, rather than worrying about what kind of chores need to be done. Of course, he still takes the trash out, and he does things when I ask, but I really just don't like to ask, because he should come home and relax.
I can see why she would get hate from other women, but this is like the perfect woman for a man that's working all day to provide for his family and kids. It's simple. She knows her role in the relationship, and her husband knows his role also, and both of them are doing a great job in this relationship.
Feminism is killing this country.
Can you be more specific?
Feminism has taught us to hate men and to fear men because capital profits off of my fear as a woman. If I'm afraid of men, they can make a profit off of that. There's a gender war because men are the underdogs right now. Men are the ones being told you're feared, you're wrong, everything you do is wrong, go make money, don't show emotion, BBP. Women are making a rise to the top. We've over-feminized so much and included women so much, which is great, but we don't have to tear men down to include women.
Absolute facts. I've never thought about it like that, but I can relate to her opinion so much. Because that's why you see a lot of TV shows focusing on women's mental health more than men. And that's why you see so many organizations that help women's right for a profit. And they take abuse against women more seriously than abuse against men. I mean, look at the recent Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard case. If he didn't provide strong evidence to the case, no one would believe him. And that whole case would have flipped back on him.
I've been crying all day because I got sat on a plane next to a couple, and the whole time the guy had his hand on like his girlfriend's leg, you know, and it was just kind of like that the whole time. And I I've been single my whole life. I'm 25, and I've never gotten to experience that. I've never gotten like close to that. And it's just too much. Like, it's too much. I can't do it anymore. There are some people out there who they're not interested in a relationship and they want to be by themselves. But like, that's not me, and that's never been me. I have always wanted to be in a relationship, even though I've never been in one. And even though I'm comfortable by myself and I can do things alone, but like at a certain point, it gets like really sad doing things alone. Like, I've traveled alone to so many places because like if I don't go by myself, I'm not gonna go. If I don't do things by myself, it's not gonna happen. But at the same time, like, it's so much fun to be able to like share that with someone else. And like everyone I know is in a relationship right now, and like the majority of them have been in relationships for like a long time. Like, this is established, and I feel like I've always been alone, and I don't want to be, and I don't understand why this is happening to me. And I don't know, I like can't take it anymore. And clearly this didn't work because I'm still crying, and I just wasted like 2 minutes of your time, and I'm sorry. And I hope you're having a better weekend than I am. So
This is what happens when women sign up to what society tells them. You need to be independent, make your own money, you don't need a man. This is the sad reality. This is the sad reality for women who reach a certain age. They feel empty inside. Loads of money and fancy clothes ain't gonna bring you no fulfillment. You have to take responsibility for your decisions right now. Because when you were young, you thought your choices don't have any consequences.
I'm gonna make my husband work tonight to have a lot of massage and good recovery. Massage, guys, massage. For those who don't know, my husband is also my fitness coach and does everything for me, so.
I'm glad we clarified that. I'm sure they knew what you meant. Anyway, congratulations.
If God didn't want women to be cooking, he wouldn't have put milk and eggs in their body.
If God didn't want men to make sweet...
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
That's what I'm saying.
They're leaving here to go to Latin America to be with a Latin woman, and it's almost like implying to women here that you're not doing your job good enough, so I'm gonna go to South America to find it there. And I think that's where it really starts pissing women off, Because as a woman or anyone, like, you only know what you know and you only know what you're doing, you know? So, like, things like this raise controversy because you see a man, whatever, going to South America and it's like, why is he doing that or whatever? People do things for a reason. And his reason is, I don't feel like I'm getting what I need here. Now, women will argue that it's because, no, you can't handle a woman here. Or you can't handle being with, what is it, like a boss lady or whatever people are calling themselves nowadays. You can't handle that. You should learn how to be more of a man to be with a woman like myself, right? That's what women will say. But at the end of the day, men are leaving because they feel lack. They feel like they're not getting that. And I think that's where women, this is the controversy that's starting to piss them off because they're just like, why are you doing that? You know, what is even the purpose of that? And then it kind of starts bringing it to like, what do not Latin women have that American women don't have, but what are they doing that we're not doing? You know? And then that whole thing is like, well, Latin women have no problem catering to you or, you know, being really sweet to you or saying, mi amor, ¿qué necesitas? Like things like that, like being really sweet to you. Whereas here, that's kind of been dying out. It's been fizzling out, right? And then that also starts teaching women that it's not to say that you need to do more, but you need to be connected more to who you are and stop trying to reach that bar that society is now telling you to reach. The think like a woman, like be more like a man, the podcasts that are out, like it's teaching you how to play this game. But if you're learning how to play this game, it's fine, but it's a game. Like, you're not gonna learn how to be in a real relationship with man and woman because that's supposed to be a balance. You're gonna learn how to be equal to a man.
Passport bros, they're getting what they rightfully deserve. You love to see it. And for the women that say, oh, you can't handle a boss babe like me, you're right. What is there to handle? I don't want to handle headaches, nagging, arguments all of the time, emotional baggage. No, you're right. We can't handle that bullcrap. So the passport is in our hand. And good, feminine, loving women are waiting for us. I'd rather be with someone like that, and I think that every man would agree.
Now what are you doing after we broke up? What you wanted to do?
Living the dream.
They weren't jokes. They weren't jokes.
And you're living the same thing. You're living the dream too. You said you wanted to have a baby. I said I wanted to have group. Both doing what we wanted. What's the problem?
All right, perfect. But the point
mad.
is, you are a gaslighter, and I just proved my point.
Oh,
with the music. That was good.